Hello, how are you today? I don't know what the voice is. Okay. I'm Red, and today I'm going to be reading r/Tales from Call Centers. My first time reading this one, so let me know in the comments if you like it and whether I should do it again or not. Okay, let's get going. Okay, here's our first story. How to turn a $3 parking rate into an arrest. So this is a crazy one, folks. My job is to answer the phone for people needing help exiting my company's garages at a university on the normally quiet third shift. Around 12:30 a.m. I get a call from a lady. I paid, but the gate won't go up to let me out. I check our system and see no charge processed at the gate she's calling from. I inform her of this and she insists up and down that she paid. So, with nothing I can really do for her, I send out one of my field guys to talk to her. I hear nothing for 30 minutes and figure it was dealt with, until he calls me on the radio. Dispatch, she's taken the plates off her vehicle and I think she's going to run through the gate. Can you call University PD? So, this just got interesting. And I called the police department and send them that way. It's all quiet for the next hour and a half. Just getting updates that the police are still talking to the woman, until I get the final call. Dispatch, she's being arrested. Her grandfather is taking the car now, so we don't need to call a tow truck. I contain my curiosity and tell him to come to the office for an incident report where I can get the juicy details. So, I present for you the juicy details. She started her whole spiel of paying to the field guy, but couldn't show any proof. She was asked when she came in and how much she paid. The rate she claims she paid and the time that she came in don't match up, so that's strike one. Then she changed her story to her mum paid for her. Mum was nowhere to be seen and couldn't be contacted by the driver. Strike two. She leaves the gate and parks in the garage and the field guy hangs out until she comes back to the gate. Once she's there again, he offers to fill out a form that will let her pay later or even dispute the charge if she wanted to. That was denied and she began FaceTiming some guy. Said guy told her to take the plates off her car, which was when the police department was sent. Once there, the cops began trying to work with her to get her gone, and she kept on refusing and refusing. So the cops get to the point where they ask her for ID. She doesn't have one. Cops ask her if she just forgot it at home. No, I don't have a license. Yep, she admitted to police that she was driving without a license. Her excuse was that the judge told me I could drive, which is not really how that works. Police continue talking to her and trying to resolve this and get her gone when the guy she was FaceTiming with pulls up, gets out, sees the cops, then drives away and parks down the street to watch. During this, the field guy watches as she hands her unpaid, supposedly already used parking ticket to an officer, thus turning her whole original story into a lie. Cops are getting more and more frustrated with her being completely uncooperative, and when they ask her for her permission to drive the vehicle out of the gate so someone can pick it up, she gets really defensive and weird about it. It's unknown who saw what or who told who what, but a police officer opened her passenger door and pulled a gun out of the car. My field guy was in his vehicle at this point, simply watching with his windows up. He rolled his windows down as the lady got on the phone. On the phone, on speaker, was her lawyer, who told her and the cops in no uncertain terms that she was not legally allowed to be in possession of a firearm. Her excuse? The sheriff said I was allowed to have that. Nah, honey, he didn't. Despite all of this, the police were still simply willing to let her go and impound the vehicle and seize the firearm. You'd think she would take this, but nope. She was asked for over 30 minutes if her ride was anywhere close, and she refused to answer every time until the police just arrested her, at which point the FaceTime guy drives off. So, instead of paying the $3 or taking any of the other literal get-out-of-jail cards, she wasted 2 hours of everyone's time and is now looking at a $1,000 fine for driving without a license, and up to 5 years in prison for the firearm possession. She's an idiot. She's like 100% pure idiot. Okay, our next story. The call that did me in. It's a normal day in the cubicle, a normal day for a guest to call. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Call starts off and a gruff voice tells me he wants to book a room at our El Dorado resort. Guy is no nonsense and his speech is short and to the point. Sounds very military. Despite his lack of small talk, I eventually get him to share that he is indeed a veteran and he and his old army buddy have a tradition every year of booking a room at our El Dorado resort and tying one on like the old days. I thank him for his service, tout the newly renovated bar lounge as well as a few other places around campus that my brother recommends. He's a bartender and I don't drink, so I rely on him. And tell him I'm pleased to report we do in fact have a room for his dates. The call so far is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then he said it. And that's not a king bed, right? Yes sir, that's correct. The standard room comes with 2 queen beds. Okay, good. We're not in the Navy, you know. Time of death, 3:02 p.m. I was done. Fell right out of my chair on the floor laughing at the top of my lungs, pounding the cubicle wall. I don't know why that hit me so hard. Maybe it was the mock serious voice, the smile I could hear over the phone as he landed his joke, or my own family history of Army and Navy jokes, but I was absolutely useless for the next few minutes. Everyone within a few rows was popping up to figure out why I was suddenly interrupting their calls with laughter, and my leader had to ask if I was okay. My new favourite guest gave a chuckle and said he appreciated men with a sophisticated sense of humour. Lol. I hated that our call only lasted another few minutes past that, as he turned out to be a really awesome guy. I wished him a great trip with his buddy and sent word to the resort to give him a little something extra for their stay as thanks for brightening my day. Remember, always listen to an old soldier's stories. Okay, our last story for today. Well, you should ask one of your 15,000 friends. A few years back, I did warranties for a company that sold high-end hiking backpacks. We had a limited lifetime warranty, so basically unless you dropped your bag in a campfire or dirtied it beyond cleaning, you were good to return it for a repair replacement. Customer calls me one day and says he fell in a ditch and his bag got wet with gross puddle water and it needs to be exchanged. I explained to him that that's not under warranty, but there is a specific cleaning product he could use that would disinfect without damaging his bag. The man starts getting belligerent, probably because he was expecting a new bag. So I even offer to send him some expensive cleaning product we carry free of charge. He tells me he has nowhere to wash it in as he doesn't want to contaminate his bath or sink. Although this sounds like nonsense to me. I suggest he uses a plastic bucket or container and do it outside, to which he replies that he doesn't have anything like that. I ask him if he has any friends he can borrow a bucket from. At this point, customer realizes that he's not getting his way, so he escalates it by saying, I have 15,000 followers on biking groups and I'm gonna share how polio is treated. You guys are gonna lose so many sales. In my most helpful tone, without missing a beat, I suggest, maybe one of your 15,000 friends can lend you a bucket. Customer promptly insults my mother and hangs up the phone. I have 15,000 followers. I definitely need a new bag. People like that annoy me so much. Those were some pretty great r/tales from call centers stories. Read by me, Red. So please like the video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching today, guys. Have a good rest of your day and don't be mean to people on the phone. Okay, bye.